Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, I want to begin by giving all praises and all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ruach HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone who do well. Peace, blessing to the sincere Akim. Many the elect brethren who push in this 224 corners of the earth, giving all diligence to make the calling and election sure. This is the brother Kwana from the Great Millstone Camp, Trinidad. Coming once again to the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai to do our lesson, Lord willing, it edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Alright, as you can see displaying on the screen here, alright, El Apostle Taha, alright, given 1 and 3 years ago, when re-uploaded by the brother JMS Prophet Nakamia, alright, and the spirit just had more tuning into this morning, and I say, when I reach back home from the plantation, I'm going to dive into this, alright, and what this had me meditating on, alright, this prophecy, alright, mainly this prophecy, which I'm going to play this clip in here and Lord willing just go into the precepts. Alright, because this is going to lead to a series of things happening. Alright, but nevertheless, let's listen to El Apostle Taha.
This is a hour of temptation because you're going to be tempted. There's going to be a point. There's going to be a point where this microchip is going to be presented to you, one way or another. Whether you work at a particular job, you receive benefits.
So I just want to pause this here. Alright. And as Apostle Taha was saying, the hour of temptation, which goes back to Revelation. Alright, the book of Revelation. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world to try them that dwell upon the earth. Alright, and as the precept the apostle was quoting there, alright, concerning that prophecy that you say have in hand, fulfilling Revelation 13:16, or when that is fulfilled, where it's going to be made mandatory. Alright. And in this scripture here, the scripture talks about the hour of temptation coming upon all the world. Now when you go into that word world there, it goes into oikomene, alright, which means to all nation and manner of people upon the face of the earth. Alright, now with that being said, alright, with the lesson really dive into, alright, because when that happening, alright, there's going to have a series of things happening. Alright, that is ultimately going to bring in Jacob's trouble, alright, and that is going to bring in a lot of famine, a lot of pestilence, a lot of uproars of the people, alright, and a lot of these women going to be humbled, alright, and a lot of them going to die, alright, a lot of them going to die gruesome deaths, a lot of them going to be raped in the streets, a lot of them going to eat their children, alright, because there are a lot of them who pass and scoff and mock while the prophets of the Lord are on the highways and byways, alright, preaching and prophesying the downfall of this present kingdom, alright, aka Babylon the Great. Alright, so without further ado, I just want to jump into Isaiah chapter 32 and verses 1. It says, behold, a king shall reign in righteousness, and princes shall rule in judgment. And who that prince is talking about, that's speaking about the elect. And who that king speaking about, that's speaking about Yahushai. Alright, because while we are about to enter into these times, as that angel that visited, alright, the brothers, that was a yapper scene, and hey, every time I speak about that, there's a chill. There's a chill. So it's gonna be in these last days. Alright? It's gonna be like this in these last days. Alright? Just as how it was in the Acts of the Apostles. Alright, when the angel visited the apostle Peter, freed them from prison. Alright, far less more for now. Beautiful things are going to be done. Alright, beautiful things are going to be done, especially when this be made mandatory. Alright, there and then you're going to see who the Lord's men are. Alright, as Apostle Taha was now going into it beautifully. So verse 2, It says, a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, and a covert from the tempest, as rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. All right, and this is only speaking about the men of the Lord. All right, this is not no ordinary man. This is not no ordinary man that is going to get this standard that they're speaking about here. All right, they're speaking about the men of the Lord as as um as Salakia, as the movie Eli. All right, as the movie Eli, where Eli was like representing the elect. I would say, well, a man of the elect. All right, where he had that spiritual powers. He had it, and it was like a great civil war. It was like a great civil war, and hey, these were going to come to this place when this thing be made mandatory. All right, there's going to be martial laws set it up. All right, because they're going to ultimately want to put us in your hand. But this here, which scripture says, and a man shall be as a hiding place from the wind, because this devil gonna come in like a flood, right? And the men of the Lord gonna stand out. They're gonna stand out, and these where a lot of these women gonna get humbled, all right, because of the devastation, because of the lack of Salakia, all right, and a lot of them gonna die too. A lot of them gonna ultimately wanna come under the banner, all right, of a man of the Lord. Because they're going to see that stability, as the scripture says, Isaiah chapter 33 and verses 6. It says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. The fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is his treasure. So listen to what the scripture just says, and wisdom. Because what a man of the Lord going to have that stability, which is the Lord ultimately speaking to him. All right, wheresoever you go, as the scripture says in Psalms, say what? The angels of the Lord encamp around those that fear him. All right, so when they see that stability, they're going to want to gravitate. They're going to want to go in that way. All right, and in that time, that's going to be up to that man as an individual man. All right, it's going to be his choice. All right, we're going to have diverse measures of choice. Lord willing, we start at the Lord elect, but this is the portion, because you're going to have that will, you're going to have that wisdom, that knowledge, all right, and that stability from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai as we heading down into these times. All right, it says, and wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and the strength of salvation. All right, the fear of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai is his treasure. And which scripture says, the beginning of wisdom is what? To fear the Most High. And this is how we're going to obtain, Lord willing, we part of the Lord elect. This is how we're going to obtain. All right, a man shall be a hiding place from the wind, and a covered from the tempest, as the rivers of waters in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. This is how you're going to get this display, by the fear of the Lord. Because this device that they're going to bring is going to bring a great calamity. And a lot of these people are going to see. A lot of these people are going to see, because the Lord ain't just going to leave his men. All right, the Lord ain't just going to ultimately leave his men undone, because this devil going to come in like a flood, right? But I just want to get this precept here before I go to that scripture. I want to go to Isaiah 65, Isaiah chapter 65 and verses 13. It says, therefore thus said Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai power, behold, my servant shall eat. All right, that is another stability. That is another stability. Eating, the Lord's going to provide. All right, and they're going to see, as the scripture says, wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy time. And that is believing in whatsoever the Lord said. all right, a foretime on what he's going to do unto us, Lord willing, we spotted the Lord's elect. Because this place is going to be buck wild. And hey, the book of Eli was a beautiful movie, concerning like a forerunner of ways to come, you know, with how that civil war was, you know, and his woman was using for bait to catch men, and that woman couldn't give up on trying to hold on to Eli, you know, Denzel Washington who act in that movie. Wheresoever he goes, she was like, carry me with you, because she wanted protection. She wanted protection. This second Ezra chapter 2 and verse 27. It says, be not weary, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, others shall weep and be sorrowful, but thou shalt be merry and have abundance. Because why? The Lord say what? He will keep thee from that hour. Because thou hast kept my patience. Let's just read back that precept in Revelation. Just wait more quick second, Babakosha. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10. It says, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation. We just read it in 2nd Ezra chapter 2 verse 27. Alright? Be not weary. And that is another sign, that the Lord going to leave upon his men in that time. You're going to know exactly who the Lord's dealing with. These women going to know too. They're going to know that, hey, this is a man of the Lord. And as the scripture says in Psalms 110, right? In Psalms 110. Let's get that real quick. Psalms 110 and verses 3. It says, thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, in the beauties of holiness from the womb of the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth. All right. In that day, when they start to see, men raising men from the dead, spiritual men raising men from the dead. All right. And miracles that the Lord had did, the Lord said, greater things ye shall do. Because in that time, things going to be buck wild, which soon and fast approach. And this is something that these women going to see. And one thing I have observed as a young man, all right, striving to serve Yahweh Bashem Yahushai to the best of my ability, all right, is that woman gravitates to power. All right, woman gravitates to power. But the thing about this is, you're going to have the choice of who you want to be around you in that time. This is Isaiah chapter 59. Isaiah 59 and verse 19. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from Salakia. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun. When the enemy shall come in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai shall lift up a standard against him. Alright? When you go into that word standard, it means a way of escape. Alright? And it don't mean to run away. A way of escape. It means the Lord could spiritual powers you up. The spirit of the Lord. The spirit of the Lord. Look at in times that have gone. Look at Samson, when the spirit of the Lord was upon him. How much he killed with the ass of a jawbone. That was a way of escape. So they're going to know, as the scripture says, in the day of thy power. Alright? Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability. Because this device, this prophecy is going to be fulfilled. Alright? And it's coming. And we're all going to live to see it. Lord willing, we spotted the Lord's elect. Alright? And he put his spirit upon us to endure to the end. So hopefully this lesson was edifying to the elected nation of Israel. I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakodash. Double honors to the apostles and the a great millstone who ruled well. Peace, blessing to the sincere Akim. Many the elect virgin pushing this truth and the four corners of the earth, giving all diligence to make the calling and election sure. Shalom.